The following video was sent in by a college student named Daniel. He explains that one night, while studying late in his dorm room, his roommate suddenly woke up in a panic and claimed that someone had been standing in the corner of the room, watching him. "Where?" "Over there, by the closet." "Are you serious?" "I swear, he was just standing there." Daniel turned on the lights and checked the entire room, but there was no one there. His roommate insisted that the figure was tall, completely still, and had no face. Eventually, they brushed it off as a nightmare and went back to sleep. But the next night, something strange happened. Daniel woke up to a soft tapping sound. At first, he thought it was coming from outside, but then he realized it was coming from inside the room, near the closet. He grabbed his phone and started recording. The closet door slowly creaked open on its own. Inside, nothing could be seen at first, but as the door opened wider, a dark shape appeared in the back corner, something that didn't look human. Suddenly, the tapping stopped, and then the closet door slammed shut. Daniel says they moved out of that dorm just a few days later. What do you think? Late one night, the security guard named Luis was doing his usual rounds inside a nearly empty office building. The building had a reputation among workers for being strange after dark, but Luis had never experienced anything unusual himself until that night. While walking past one of the conference rooms, he noticed the lights inside flickering. Thinking it was an electrical issue, he stepped closer to check. But as he looked through the glass door, he froze. Inside the room, one of the chairs slowly moved across the floor on its own. Luis immediately unlocked the door and stepped inside, shining his flashlight around. Everything was still. The chair was now positioned at the head of the table, as if someone had just pulled it out. Then, from behind him, he heard a whisper. Soft, almost unintelligible. He turned around quickly, but there was no one there. Moments later, the lights went out completely, plunging the room into darkness. Luis ran out of the building and refused to finish his shift. He later claimed that as he reached the exit, he heard footsteps running behind him, but when he turned around, the hallway was empty. A woman named Erica recently shared a chilling experience that happened in her new home. She had just moved in a week earlier and was still unpacking when strange things began to occur. At first, it was small things, objects being moved, doors slightly ajar, faint noises at night. But one evening, while recording a video call with a friend, something truly terrifying happened. As Erica was talking, her friend suddenly went silent. "Wait, who's that behind you?" Confused, Erica turned around. No one was there. Her friend insisted she had seen a person standing just behind her, partially hidden in the shadows. Trying to stay calm, Erica laughed it off and continued the conversation, but when she reviewed the recording later, she noticed something that made her heart drop. For a brief moment, just before she turned around, a figure could be seen standing directly behind her. It was tall, motionless, and completely dark. Erica moved out of that house shortly after. A man named Victor, who works as a rideshare driver, uploaded a video from his dashboard camera that quickly gained attention online. Late one night, he picked up a passenger on a quiet street. The man got into the back seat without saying a word. Victor greeted him but received no response. As they drove, Victor tried making small talk, but the passenger remained completely silent. After a few minutes, Victor glanced at the rearview mirror. The passenger was staring directly at him, without blinking. Feeling uneasy, Victor asked where he was headed. Still no response. Suddenly, the car's interior lights flickered. Victor looked back again, and the seat was empty. Panicked, he pulled over immediately and checked the back seat, but there was no one there. The door had never opened. The ride request had disappeared from his app. Victor says he has never worked night shifts again since that incident. A group of friends decided to explore an old house on the outskirts of their town, a place rumored to be abandoned for decades. At first, everything seemed normal, just broken furniture, dust, and silence. But as they went deeper inside, they began hearing faint footsteps coming from above. Thinking it might be an animal, they made their way upstairs. That's when things changed. One of the doors at the end of the hallway slowly creaked open on its own. Inside the room, there was nothing but an old mirror leaning against the wall. One of the friends stepped closer to inspect it. As he looked into the mirror, he suddenly froze. "There's someone behind me." The others quickly turned around. No one was there. But in the mirror, a figure stood clearly visible. Tall, dark, watching. Before anyone could react,
The mirrors shattered violently, sending glass across the room. The group ran out of the house immediately. Later, when they reviewed the footage, they noticed something even more disturbing. Just before the mirror broke, the figure in the reflection appeared to move, stepping closer. A young woman named Natalie was home alone one night when she started hearing a strange sound coming from the hallway outside her bedroom. It sounded like someone slowly dragging their feet across the floor. At first, she thought it might be a neighbor or something outside. But then, the sound stopped right outside her door. Frozen with fear, Natalie grabbed her phone and began recording. The doorknob slowly began to turn, back and forth, as if someone was trying to open it. Natalie whispered, asking who was there. No answer. The movement stopped. A few seconds of silence passed. Then suddenly 3 loud knocks hit the door. Natalie screamed and locked herself in the bathroom until morning. When she finally checked the hallway, there was no sign of anyone. But on the door, there were 3 deep scratches, as if something had tried to claw its way inside. So, what do you think? Are these just coincidences, tricks of the mind, or something far more disturbing? Because whatever these people experienced, they all agree on one thing. They were not alone.